Let's talk about something you've probably used 1,000 times without a second thought. Windows Notepad. We're about to uncover a hidden danger in a place you'd least expect it. What was once, without a doubt, the safest application on your computer might not be so safe anymore.
I mean, for decades, Notepad was basically the digital version of a paper notebook. It was simple, it was reliable, and because it was so basic, everyone just assumed it was completely harmless. Just a safe little corner on your desktop.
But what if that feeling of absolute safety is just outdated? It really forces us to ask a pretty critical question. Has the simplest, most trusted tool on your PC secretly become a potential risk?
So, how in the world did this happen? Let's dive right in and explore this really unlikely transformation of Notepad, from that harmless little utility into, believe it or not, a prime target for attackers. And this right here really breaks it down perfectly. On the left, you've got the classic Notepad. It was built to do one thing: handle plain text. That's it. It had minimal permissions, which basically made it a digital fortress. But the new version on the right, the one from the Microsoft Store, is way more complex. You've got features like tabs and markdown support, which create a lot more code. And every new line of code is like another potential door for an attacker to try and open. This is what we call an expanded attack surface.
The source material we looked at put it perfectly with this analogy. This isn't just some theoretical problem we're talking about. The threat is as real as if a physical object you trust, something you carry around every day, could suddenly betray you in a huge way. It really helps bring this digital risk into the real world.
Okay, now let's get a bit more technical and look at the flaw itself. We're going to unpack the specific vulnerability, which the cybersecurity world has given an official name: CVE-2026-20841.
The first thing you need to know is just how severe this is. This vulnerability has a CVSS score of 8.8 out of 10. Now, for some context, anything over 8.0 is considered critical. So seeing a score this high for a simple text editor is, well, it's pretty much unheard of. It's a huge red flag that signals a very, very serious flaw.
So why is that score so high? It's because this is a remote code execution vulnerability, or RCE for short. In cybersecurity, this is the nightmare scenario. It means a hacker can do more than just steal your files. They can actually run their own malicious programs on your machine. They can install spyware, launch ransomware, or use your computer to attack others, all from anywhere in the world.
Okay, so how does an attacker actually pull this off? Let's trace the path of this whole exploit, following the exact steps an attacker takes to get from just one click to a full-blown system compromise.
Now, to understand the attack, we first have to know about something called protocol handlers. You could think of them like traffic cops inside your computer. When you click a link starting with HTTPS, a handler steps in and tells your PC to open a web browser. Simple enough. The problem is, attackers found a sneaky way to trick Notepad's handler for a different, less common protocol, turning that helpful little traffic cop into an unwitting accomplice.
And this lays out the entire attack chain perfectly. First, the attacker creates a special markdown file. You then open it in the new vulnerable Notepad app. Inside, there's a link that looks totally normal, but when you click it, that's the trap. Notepad mishandles the protocol. So instead of just opening a website, it executes a hidden command that connects your computer directly to the attacker's server. And just like that, they have control.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about code. The entire exploit hinges on a very human element. So let's look at how attackers actually manipulate our trust to make this whole hack successful. At its core, the trick is all about what we call social engineering. An attacker might send you a file named readme.md or instructions.txt. You'd have no reason to be suspicious, right? It's just a text file. And that's the point. They are weaponizing your trust in the familiar to get you to lower your guard and click that one malicious link.
Now for the most important part. How do you protect yourself from this? Let's switch gears from the problem to the solution and cover the actual steps you can take right now to stay safe.
Here's your defensive checklist. And honestly, the most critical point is that first one. Make sure your Windows Store apps are set to auto-update. Microsoft has already patched this flaw in versions 11.2510 and later, so simply updating is your absolute best defense. Beyond that, the classic advice always holds true. Be cautious, don't open files from unknown sources, and really think twice before you click any links inside them.
So what's the big lesson here? It really comes down to a fundamental trade-off we see everywhere in technology. We all wanted a more convenient, more powerful Notepad with tabs and new features. But in adding all that complexity,
We unintentionally created a new risk that simply didn't exist in the older, simpler version.
And this leaves us with a final, really important question to think about. As our tools get smarter and packed with more and more features, are we unintentionally making ourselves more vulnerable? It's definitely something to consider every time an app on your phone or your computer asks to update.